Okay.
I've been on the computer
Okay.
I've been in the computer all day working, so I'm
Yeah.
just gonna take some by hand. They won't be like normal. but
Okay.
Anyway.
All righty. Well, we can always use the recording afterwards
Yeah,
too,
yeah, if we
to
have
take
to.
notes.
Yeah.
So Brad is here, Kate's here,
Mhm.
and we'll,
So we just need Savannah to have a quorum.
yeah.
So Kate, I don't know if you heard, you did, that 2 people are absent. Melanie, and we knew Tim wasn't gonna be here.
Okay, but do we still have a quorum as long as Savannah joins us? We do, right?
We
need
will, as
four.
as long as Savannah joins us, yeah.
Okay,
I'll
thank
take
you.
notes. They won't be like Melanie's, but
Melanie knows. That's okay.
I'm too fried to do that.
Fair enough. It's been a
I've
long
been on
day,
the
right?
computer all day, so. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm acknowledging that I am on Nantucket.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Yeah, so your background looked different, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn a light on if I can find it. I've been in this place for like a minute and a half, so.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's better. All right, and
Yeah.
now I'm trying to find the agenda for the.
Okay. I just need to run and do something. I'll be right back.
Mhm.
Savannah's not here anyway, so.
Oh, Michelle, you just sent me the agenda and it's not coming up for some reason.
Oh, let me find it.
Give me a sec. Hey, the op-ed will run tomorrow, I think, and will also be in the weekly.
Okay.
And I found the agenda, so.
All right. Oh, you did. Okay. So we're good.
Yeah, should be. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Hey, Brad. Brad, I got some questions from Amanda Alex that I'm not quite sure how to answer. Can I forward those to you by email? I told her, I'm like, I'm on travel and can't get back to you right away. So,
Okay. Did she send them to your email rather than the trustee email?
yeah,
What if you
because,
just put it in the trustee email?
okay,
Can you do that? That would make
Yep.
more sense. And we'll get people to get used to using that.
well, she said she tried and then I didn't answer and she was right. It turns out I had a draft email to her that was been sitting there for like 2.5 months. So
Oh,
that's
yeah,
on me.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you're taking down who's here. Do you want me to read names to you, Michelle?
No, I can see them, so.
Okay.
Why don't I call Savannah?
Would you? That'd
Yeah,
be
that's
great.
probably a good idea.
Okay.
I have been a little busy and traveling a lot. Did we get minutes last week?
I didn't see any.
No, Melanie has been working a 70-hour week. She didn't have time.
Yeah,
to
so
look
we're
them
gonna
up,
cut
so-
that off the agenda.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I told her not to worry. This, you know, this isn't normal to have to do this every week, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Okay. I also would like to add something to the agenda. I have a conversation tomorrow morning with a reporter from the Reminder, this guy, Doc Prune. I have some talking points in mind that I just like to review with y'all.
Okay.
And Marianne, I know you already talked to him, so I want to make sure I'm additive, not just repetitive.
Right. Let's see. I'm just looking up Savannah's phone number. I thought I had it, but it's other people's phone numbers that I have.
Well, I probably have it because I put them in my contacts in case we ever had to cancel at the last minute. I just sent it to you, Marianne.
Why don't you go lie down? Okay.
Marianne, I just sent Savannah's number to you. I had put them in my phone in case we had to.
I have it. I have it.
Okay. One
Hi,
time,
it's Mary
one
Ann.
time when we were concerned about weather or something, and we thought we might have to cancel, I put them all on my phone.
Let's see this.
That's what you have to mute.
Yeah, but I
So
have
that was a
to-
mistake.
Gail, you might need to mute, otherwise,
I'm not there yet. I can't.
okay.
Damn. No, that was the mistake to join with audio. So
All right, that's okay.
Are the daffodils out on Nantucket, Kate? You're muted. I look like you said yes.
Yes, and rhododendron too.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
They're in a whole different zone than we are.
They are definitely. It's beautiful here today. Sunny and a little breezy, but gorgeous. Yeah, could somebody mute Gail, please?
I think it's Gail. She's the
It
only one
is.
not muted
Oh,
there.
thank you, Gail.
Okay.
I think that Gail and Penny might be in the same place. Is that?
Ah,
And
Might be why
that you
they're-
guys can use the chat.
yeah,
So
that's fine. But if
is,
everyone could, because we have two Pennies actually. Like
Penny Jakes
someone,
is muted, so,
no, we have two Penny Kims. At least
yeah, I
that's
know,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
yeah, one is.
Oh, that's what
muted,
it
one
is.
not.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Yes.
So if everyone
Okay.
could mute when they're not talking, that would be great.
Meryl needs to mute too then. Hey, Meryl, can you mute?
Marianne, if you're the host, you could mute Meryl.
Yeah, there's not an option to mute her. She doesn't have she's not connected to a microphone. So
I'll just
we don't have
text
to
her and
worry
tell her
about
to
it.
mute herself.
Okay. Well, we really can't do anything till Savannah joins us, so. Y'all, I met Emmett Till's cousin last week.
Really? In
Yeah,
DC?
yeah,
DC?
it was amazing. So I was at this event for the National Parks Conservation Association, and they were announcing two new units of the Park Service, one in Mississippi at the beginning of the Coffin's journey, and one in Chicago at the end, where they had the open casket funeral that
Oh,
sparked Rosa Parks to
Right.
not move.
right.
And his cousin, who was with him the night that he was taken away, was there, and it was
Wow,
pretty
Wow.
amazing.
wow. Did Savannah answer?
Yeah.
Marianne?
Yes, yeah, she's coming.
Okay.
Okay, great.
So, yeah.
We haven't been missing people in a long time. This is unusual.
You just have to hold that down really well.
Yeah, Tim just had some plans that were made a very long time ago.
Yeah.
And then I know Melanie has a big event at work this week.
Yeah, she said she's
Um,
working a 70-hour week and she's just fried,
yes,
so it's busy.
yes.
so.
So,
Hi, it's Emily. Gail and Penny and Meryl and I are all in the same place, and we're just trying to get Gail's computer turned off so it
Okay.
doesn't echo.
Okay.
So
thank
we're
you.
working on it. Mhm.
Thank you for letting
Thank
us
you.
know.
Okay.
and in the chat, Penny Kim put that they're playing Mahjong. Okay,
Perfect.
good, good. And so they're multitasking. I like that. Yes. Okay.
But the questions that Amanda was asking Brad, some of them I think are probably best for you to address. So I think I'm gonna forward them to you, if that, at least one of them to you, if that's okay. Some of them I just don't know the answer to. So
Should the response go out through the official email. Should I send my reply to Michelle or you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do multiple emails about this because some of the answers, different people are gonna know different parts of it.
Okay.
Okay. And
Well,
I
we'll
also
find
said,
out.
look, I'm traveling this week and I was traveling last week and this is not, I'm not in a hurried timeline on this. I just don't have the bandwidth. So, okay,
That's fine.
thanks.
I originally had next week, not this week. Did we also set next week?
I don't know if we did, but my feeling is that we should have a meeting scheduled every Monday between now and May 21st.
Yeah, we didn't schedule
Need them
anything.
all, but we should have them scheduled so that we don't, we're
I
canceling
agree.
rather than scheduling at the last.
Yeah, that was my thought too.
Yeah.
Is that okay, Marianne? Can you help us with
It's
that?
okay. Monday's a holiday. It's okay with me if it's okay with you.
Yeah. It's
The
fine.
18th, the 19th or whatever, or the 18th. Yeah, it's okay with me.
Yeah, same here.
I have one Monday when I'm busy, but the rest of mine are free.
Yeah, we may not all be able to make them and that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
While we're waiting for Savannah, it's the 18th.
Here's Savannah.
Oh, excellent. All right.
All right, Savannah, can you confirm by audio that you're with us?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I'm
Great.
gonna
We
call
needed
the
you for a
meeting to-
quorum.
Yes, we have a quorum, and so I'm going to call the meeting to order. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, trustees. Thank you, guests, for being with us. And we are just going to move right into our agenda, if that's okay. So the next thing, I think, Marianne, is just a report from you, please. And
Yep.
we can have discussion.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. I don't want to leave that undone. Okay. All right. So let me pull this up. Okay. So let me get to my report. Okay. So first of all, I was having a conversation with Grace Spanish, our town clerk, today. And she and I had been having a conversation about online meetings and the resources that are required to make that happen. And then open meeting law came up, and so every vote in a virtual meeting should be a roll call vote. So if you approve a director's report, you should do that through a roll call vote. So that's just a virtual meeting, open meeting law thing that there's a lot of, that there was never any training on, or
Right.
so now we know. Okay. So
I would just like to note for the minutes that we have done roll call votes for critical votes.
Right.
And essentially whenever votes have not been unanimous. And it is possible for trustees to tell when votes are unanimous. Okay, just for the minutes. Thank you.
Oh, and then this isn't, we're just having this meeting. It's in accordance with open meeting laws, a virtual meeting. We just want to put that in the meetings minutes too. Okay, so I emailed Lauren and Andrea asking for a meeting with RLB, which is the cost estimating firm. And they have asked that we send them questions first, and then after they see the questions, we can have a meeting. So we have a list of some questions, and then Michael Broad and Jeff Quackenbush are reviewing the cost estimate. Michael Broad is a retired contractor who lives in town, and Jeff Quackenbush is a architect who lives in town, and they are both reviewing the cost estimate. And once I have their input, I'll send all of the questions. I'll compile all of the questions and send them to Lauren and Andrea, and they can send them to RLB, and then we can schedule a Zoom call. I've been soliciting quotes from other firms to do our own cost estimate. I got one quote over the weekend for $4,000. And then today I got a quote for $1,400. The
these-
proposal
sorry,
that I
these are-
got,
I haven't done minutes in a while and then fried. So you're
Yeah.
soliciting proposals for to redo the cost estimate from other.
right, to do
Okay.
our own cost estimate,
Okay.
yes. And so the proposal today, the firm is, it was more thorough and more informed and a better proposal. I sent that proposal to Michael Broad to see what he thought of it. He thought it looked good. I have sent them a couple of clarifying questions, but at this point, I expect to be hiring them tomorrow, and they'll be able to provide a cost estimate in a 2-week turnaround.
Okay,
Um,
can I ask a clarifying question, please? One was 4,000. Who was that? I mean, is that the one you're
Um,
talking about or somebody else?
No, so that was the first one that I got over the
first one.
weekend.
Okay,
And
the
then the
second
second
was more
one
thorough. Was more
was
thorough.
1,400 and is
Okay.
a more thorough,
Okay.
better written proposal.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
Okay. All righty. So let's see. So now I just want to report on Library Giving Day. More than 140 donors donated more than $37,000. So that's, I haven't seen you since that happened. Okay, the Finance Committee. Well, actually, I'm going to say one other thing. So some friends and I were talking over the weekend, and we thought that there should be, so Susie Mosier is planning to map out the footprint of the proposed library on Lot 032. Most of you will remember that she did that on the town common 10 years ago. And it was it was an interesting experience for people to walk through the mapped out spaces. And so then some friends and I were talking over the weekend, and we thought that there should be sort of a celebration of us having been awarded the grant. And so this whole idea sort of came out that we could have a sort of a celebratory event and also sort of unveil this footprint, this mapped out footprint of the proposed library on Lot 032. So that event is planned for May 1st from 2 to 4 p.m. And we're going to have a balloon guy and a bake sale. And so it'll be part fundraiser, part meet and greet. And I hope everybody can make it. And if anybody wants to help with that, they could let me know. Jim Malcolm Brown is organizing the bake sale. Tim Logan has already said he would help. And it should be a fun celebratory event where we can also give accurate information about the new library project. And by then, hopefully we'll have a firm, fully vetted cost. And then the other thing that I want to report is that the Finance Committee is meeting this Thursday evening. And during that meeting, they will be discussing the town's capital plan, and the library is part of the capital plan. We won't have a price yet, but I do think that the library will come up. I am not available to attend the Finance Committee meeting on Thursday night. So that's everything I had to say.
Thank you so much, Marianne. Are any trustees available to attend Finance Committee meeting on Thursday night? I regrettably am not available.
What time is it?
I
Marianne, do you know?
will check.
Thank you.
All right, but I imagine I'll check.
I think I can do that.
That would be great, Brad, as the treasurer in particular. It would be great to have you there.
I think I can't do,
Oh,
I don't
can't.
think I'll be home on the 1st. I might get home.
Yeah,
middle.
that's okay. If you could be on Thursday's FinCom meeting, that would be terrific.
7 PM, Brad.
7 o'clock?
Yeah. And in any case, it's, being there to answer questions, but also being there to sort of see what the conversation is and, what questions we might have coming at us. But you could also say, we're working on a cost estimate and then we're gonna reconcile the two. Okay?
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Brad, I might be able to, I think I might be able to do that as well, so.
that would be great. And then Marianne, we can email Tim and Melanie just to let them know. I mean,
Yes. Yeah.
Melanie is so underwater right now that I'm a little reluctant, but maybe Tim can make that. I don't know. I'm sorry that I won't be able to do that. Okay, do we have any questions for Marianne on anything that she's just explained to us?
No, I'm glad you're able to get some people that could give you a price for doing this so quickly. It's great.
Yeah, and maybe even give us an estimate relatively quickly too.
Yeah, because you said the second one that you want to hire is, could do it within 2 weeks, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, one date that I would like to highlight for trustees is the 3rd of May, which is the date that the warrant article needs to be submitted to the select board.
Oh, boy.
Yep, not a lot of time.
No.
Which is why it's important that we get these, revised or independent cost estimates, and that we are, I know we're already well underway with our own due diligence, but it's important that we get that together so that we can present the warrant article.
Well, given that, it sounds like if they're going to take 2 weeks, that we probably need to meet shortly after they get it to you, Marianne. Right?
Yeah,
Maybe
we might
go
need a special
faster.
meeting.
Yeah. Because 2 weeks from tomorrow is April 26th.
Do we want to meet on Tuesday that week?
On the 26th?
I think that makes more sense than doing the 25th and just hope that they have it.
I agree.
Okay.
Could we, Brad, are you able to join us on the 26th? Yes,
Yeah.
okay. Savannah, do you know if you're available on Tuesday, the 26th at 7:30 PM?
I'm just checking.
Thank you, Savannah. I want to make sure we have a quorum.
Yes, I am.
Perfect.
Okay, looks, so could everybody please reserve 7:30 to 8:30 on the 26th? Right this minute?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we will not have a meeting on the 25th Monday.
Right.
Our next meeting scheduled is the 18th.
Right.
Okay, so we've got our next 2 meetings sorted out. Okay, great. Any other
I have a
questions?
question
Sorry, go
about
ahead.
that. So as you were talking, I was missing dates. We're going to schedule next Monday, is that correct?
That is correct, even though it's a
And
holiday.
then not the Monday, but the Tuesday, the 26th.
Correct, that's
And
right.
then we'll do the 2nd as well, just to
We'll
have,
assume we'll do the 2nd, that we'll
Okay.
just have, I'm sure we're going to need the 2nd because we have to submit the warrant article to the select board the next day.
Yeah.
So we should bet on those 3 meetings for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Any questions about schedules or other needs?
I'm sorry, again,
That's okay.
18th, the 18th, the 26th, and was there another one?
The 2nd.
Oh, yeah,
May
the second,
2nd.
okay,
Mhm.
okay.
All right, you are a the hardest working board of trustees in show business, y'all. There's no question in my mind about it. All right. Anything else on this issue, the issue of next steps regarding warrant articles, cost estimates, other due diligence? Penny, go ahead. Penny Jakes, that is.
Okay. Thanks, Kate. Just for clarification, is the MLBC putting any constraints on the town as far as what dollar amount needs to be on the warrant?
Well, this is, I think, exactly why we want to have a conversation with the MBLC and the existing estimators. Okay, is
Mhm.
to make sure that if we get a different cost estimate that is more in line with our expectations and experience, that that is going to be acceptable, right, Marianne?
Yes.
This
So
is
they
the-
have said that the cost estimate is a draft
Yep.
and that we could question items. And they have said that we can get our own cost estimate and that they would look at it.
Great.
Okay,
Thank
so
you
it is
for
a little bit of a
clarifying.
matter of our doing our due diligence and then conversations with the MBLC. Is that clear, Penny?
Yep, that's entirely clear. Thank you.
Awesome. Great question. Thank you. All right. Anything else on this before we move on today? Going once, going twice. Moving on. Okay. So Marianne, did you want to talk about the group of friends that are talking about sort of library ambassadors and things like that? Or would you like someone else to take that on?
I think somebody else should do that.
Should I do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So-
not really something that I'm involved in as a library director.
Right. Okay.
Right, and
So,
I responded that I was unclear, fuzzy about our role still a little bit. And I would need to look
Yeah.
to see whether.
well, so I mean, I think it is, a few things are clear to me from listening to, and actually I did not listen to the podcast. I read the podcast, okay? Because it was quicker for me. But we are allowed, indeed expected, as the Board of Library Trustees to advocate for library services in town and meeting. And that means, doing whatever we can to ensure that the library services meet the town's needs and expectations. And in our case, because we have a 920 gross square foot building that doesn't have running water or a toilet that anyone can use, or fully accessible aisles or anywhere to read, or all the other problems that we know, our role is to advocate for a new library. Now, the way that we are choosing to do that is not primarily by saying everyone go out and vote for the new library. That is the job of the Friends of the Library, who are a 501c3 education advocacy organization, and as such are expected to spend at least 20% of their time and money, up to 20% of their time and money advocating for issues. Okay, we are not that. We, however, are responsible for letting people know what the facts of the matter are. Everything that we know when we know it, as soon as we are confident enough to speak to it, and making sure that people are aware of their opportunity to vote, to make a decision about library buildings and services in town. This is how I am understanding our role. This is not a politically motivated role for us. This is a community service driven and library service driven role. And there is never a problem with any elected official making sure that people know when they have an opportunity to contribute to decisions, whether that's by attending public meetings, whether that's by voting. Okay, so this is how I'm understanding this. If anyone has a different understanding, I would really value hearing it. But I'm pretty confident about this, actually, based on years and years and years of working for a 501c3 organization, which is what the Friends are, and differentiating that from the role that the trustees have in sort of the looking at statutes and listening to the podcast and other sources. So I just spat out a whole bunch of words. Does anybody have any questions or want to or want to make a different point or have a different approach to this? Okay, so Brad, I say come off mute.
I was just gonna say, I agree with you.
Excellent, thank you. All right. So we are not really the people who are asking people to vote for the library. That is in fact the job of the Friends, and the Friends are taking this seriously. They are appropriately liaising with the trustees, okay? And the trustees' role here primarily is to make sure that we are providing the facts as we know them, when we know them, okay? So that that can be communicated throughout the Friends efforts, okay? So where no one is getting confused by divergent messages, okay? So to that end, there is a sort of timeline of efforts that the Friends are going to spearhead. And one of them is a training for library ambassadors. People are going to be prepared to speak to the facts of the library proposal. Again, many things are still uncertain. And people, if we had to talk about this right now, people would have to say, we are performing our due diligence as trustees and some things are uncertain. However, by the 24th of April, 24th of April from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Shutesbury Athletic Club, the Friends are going to be holding a work party and a training session for
What date is that again?
ambassadors.
The 24th?
That's a Sunday, the 24th,
24th.
from 1 to 3 p.m. The athletic club has generously set time and space aside for us from 12:30 so that we have a little time to set up, to 3:30 so that we have time to clean up. But the training and work party will be from 1 to 3 p.m. So that's the next opportunity for trustees to engage with the people who are library supporters and would like to speak publicly about the opportunity for our library to have a new home in Shutesbury. Okay.
Okay, so they're looking at us to do the training.
Well, I don't know if they're looking at us to do the training so much as they're looking for us to provide the facts that people will be trained in,
Okay.
right? That's our role. Is more, if you're going to talk to someone, here's what is, to the best of our knowledge, correct and true and clear and transparent. Okay. Those are the sort of watchwords that I'm keeping for myself and that we might all want to consider. We want to be direct, truthful, clear, and transparent about all of this. Okay, I'm sorry, I keep talking. Brad, I'm gonna ask Brad next, and then Penny, please.
This sounds to me like an extension of what we've been doing all along, and that there will be things that we can't say yet because we don't know, just given the date. But that this maybe for us to help them, what we need to do is to have this be a big agenda item for the 18th. So that we can discuss where we are and what we have, what we know we can say. The main thing that's changed since we made any previous things is that we were awarded the grant. Marianne has announced that, but we haven't discussed how we present that.
Yeah, yeah. So we will get there. I think a couple of things. I think that, you know, there's going to be a moment between people being prepared to speak as ambassadors on behalf of the library and the time when we complete our due diligence as trustees and receive the various input that we have on costs. Okay, and I think that what the Friends have in mind is sort of a general, here's how to communicate well about what we hope for in a new library, but that people won't actually be doing a lot of this until after we have some opportunity to perform due diligence on costs, which we're
Okay.
right. Okay, so there will be a lag where the
Okay.
training will happen first, and then people will get updated information as we have it. I believe that's correct. Okay. And yes, we do need to talk a little bit about communications ourselves this evening, and we'll get there in just a bit. Thank you, Brad. Penny, Jakes, you're up.
Thanks, Kate. I guess this is a question for Mary Ann. As a member of the Friends, I don't know about this.
So there is
I missed a meeting?
so there was a while ago, there was kind of a call for people who wanted to be on a subcommittee of the Friends, who wanted
Okay.
to work on advocacy. If you would like to be involved in that, I can certainly tell the member of the Friends who is involved in that to include you in the emails.
No, actually, that is not my strength. But I just was not aware of this project, so thanks.
Yeah, you're like a day behind only, Penny, okay? And the member of the Friends who is initiating this had surgery today. So we're gonna give her a little slack.
Okay, no, that's fine. I just was a little caught off guard.
Yeah, no worries. And I do have confirmation from the athletic club, Marianne, if you wanted, because things weren't quite in sequence there. So if you want to make sure people are aware of that, that would be great. All right, any other questions on sort of what we mean by library? And the other thing I will say is that, so part of this is a training for public communications. And when I say public community, I mean talking to your neighbors, right? I'm making it sound all official and posh and stuff, but it's not. It's just talking to your neighbors about what the library opportunity affords the town. But there will also be an opportunity to make signs and you know, so part of it is just like a work party for sign making, and part of it is this ambassador preparation. Okay. All right. Anything else on that before we move along?
No, I just.
I just want to say one
Okay.
thing, that everything between now and May 21st is all hands on deck. So if you can be there, so that's the only thing. Okay.
Got
Yeah. I mean, we do recognize that some of us have strengths in some areas and some of us have strengths in others. And basically, if you've got anything to give, we're going to ask for it. Okay, so be ready. All right.
I was just gonna say, I got the email today too, and I was sort of caught off guard about it. I didn't know anything about it either, so. Nor did I know what it entailed. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or what our role would be.
Yeah, I mean, this is like voluntary, right? If you can be there, it's helpful, but you don't have to be. I'm going to be there for sure. Okay. And if you can be, love to have you. You
No, I
are,
wasn't thinking about the day. I was thinking about the door to door.
yeah, some people are going to do that and some people aren't,
Mhm.
right? And that's okay. Like I said, we all have different strengths and we're going to need everybody's strength. All right. Some people are really working hard on due diligence on this cost estimate, for example. I'm looking at you, Michelle and Brad. Those are significant. That's a significant contribution. So you don't owe anybody anything for doing that. Okay. Anything else on this? I know I'm sorry that people were taken by surprise. There was a conversation Sunday morning and here it is Monday evening. So it's not been a whole lot of time. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to move on to sort of other kinds of outreach and conversations. So I sent an op-ed, editorial length piece to the Gazette on Friday morning. I did benefit from some input from Marianne on that. And it will be printed, I believe, tomorrow in tomorrow's Gazette. Okay. Marianne has been diligent about communicating with reporters. I'm sure everybody saw Scott Mertzbach's great story about the fold. Like, could not have been more prominently placed. So, this is not primarily a media conversation, But I do think it's important for trustees to have our perspective on this and the facts that we know out there when we know it. And that's just another way, like next door or town analysis, another way of getting the facts as we know them out there. So that's the purpose of the op-ed, and I expect it to appear tomorrow. Also tomorrow, I have a conversation with Doc Prune. I don't know if I'm pronouncing
Doc
that.
Prine. Yeah.
Thank you, because that would have been embarrassing. I know you talked to him today. This is a reporter with the Reminder, the weekly paper out of, I think, Greenfield. And he's been on a couple of, he was on the MBLC session on February 11th, and he's paying a lot of attention to this story. And I just wanted to ask Marianne, I know you had a conversation with him today. I'd like to know, I was planning to focus on the trustees' process for due diligence on cost estimates. That was the primary thing that I wanted to talk about. Is there anything else that you think I should cover, or would that, I don't mind repeating stuff to reporters. It's a good idea to repeat stuff to reporters, and I'm sure you talked about that already, but is there anything else that you would like me as a spokesperson for the trustees to say?
I think it's important to mention why we need a library.
Yep.
And then a question he asked me was what I was most looking forward to in a new library. So, it's just a question that he asked me. And I said all the things. So,
Not just a bathroom, right?
yes,
Yeah, a bathroom, but not
Yeah.
just a.
yes, yes.
Oh, yes, everything would be wonderful.
So can I open this question up to other trustees, since I'm privileged and honored to speak on behalf of y'all in public situations? Are there things that you would particularly like me to say in this interview tomorrow? Are the things that you really are looking forward to in a new library that you'd like me to highlight? Are there messages that you would like me to transmit?
I think he'll represent us well. I'm not concerned.
Thank you. Brad?
I'm so focused on the current process, which to me is the cost estimate. What the question you asked is much broader than that. And I think it's a great question. And my brain is going, because I've been here thinking of just those numbers.
I know, and thank you.
But I mean, when I think of the library as a whole, what we want is a library that functions, the library that doesn't have the limits of no water, all these things we've said, a library that has space for the kind of collections our townspeople want. We have a huge readership out there, and we want a library that reflects that. Space for the different kinds of interests. I often think of that in age groups, but it's more than that.
Yeah.
Space for other things that we don't know. I'm thinking of the meeting space. It'd be wonderful to have all that in town. So anyway, those are my off the top of the head ideas.
One thing that occurred to me was space for conversations to happen.
Yeah.
Whether they're in a couple of easy chairs, whether they're in one of the small meeting rooms, whether they're in the big meeting room, space for conversations between people to happen after the whole drought of public connection that was forced by the pandemic. Space for conversation, I think, in our library between ourselves and between the minds that are represented in the collections, right? That's what a library is about. It's a series of conversations between the writers, the readers, and the staff. And I'm really excited about that. Does that sound good? All right. Thank you so much. I'm really honored just to have the position to speak like this, and I appreciate your thoughts. All right. anything else that, so Marion has already talked about the importance, if you can, of setting aside May Day. Which is a wonderful day to set aside if you're available. And we've talked about the importance of, if you can, even if you're not going to go knock on doors, even if you're not going to make signs, but just like being there on the 24th at the club from 1 to 3, it will be a community event and it will feel good, I think, if people could come. Is there anything else that we've already scheduled our next meeting? Check that, Brad. We did it at the top this time. Anything else we should do before we wrap up today?
I think so. We
Okay,
didn't
well,
have
I
much
just,
on the agenda, it was mostly just the update. Glad to hear things moving along, the Mary Ann. Thank you.
yeah, I will just say that I sent to Brad, Michelle, and Mary Ann the questions that I got from Amanda. Please do not reply all. But if you have individual answers and you want to send them to me,
Okay.
that would be great. And then I'll reply to her when we've collated those responses.
I did have a comment.
Yeah, yeah.
And so Thursday last week, we learned that we were awarded the grant. We were chosen for the grant. And just with that, I want to say bravo. Bravo to all
Thank
of
you.
us.
I meant to
Bravo
do that.
Mary
I meant
Ann.
to
Bravo.
start the
You know,
Christmas wine. Here's to you.
that's momentous. That's huge.
It is. It's enormous. Who gets a $6 million grant?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, Mary Ann does with our loyal support. That's
And
it.
yeah, and then I had this second feeling from the meeting, which was, oh, they don't want to do an extension. What are we going to do? I mean, it's sort of, my eyes bugged out at that point. And the answer was Mary Ann went back to work. And she went and started talking to people about estimates in a time frame that would work for us. And when I found all that out, I said, my goodness. And I want to say bravo. This is just, I couldn't believe we could, by today, we would have some idea of how we're going to move forward. And just having that bid, that, I don't know what you call it, the agreement of that company to do that work in our time frame, that's huge. So thank you. Thank you.
So Brad, thank you so much. I went, like you're head down in the details of the numbers. I'm head down in the details of the communications, right? And it's good that we're there, but also, as we say in Washington, D.C., when we have a major victory, I say the yay.
Yes.
Mary Ann and Sonellis. Thank you so much, our fearless leader.
Cheers.
It was a team effort and it was sometimes like herding cats, but we did it. You know? So,
We did. And one of the lovely things that Doc Prine wrote to me today was just, huge congratulations, not just on the grant, but the day before the grant, another blockbuster record-beating fundraising day,
Yep.
over $37,000 in a day. The op-ed says that this is more than $20 per person in Shutesbury. More than $20 per person.
That's pretty amazing.
It is extraordinary. It is astonishing. Y'all, let's go.
Yeah.
Go fight, win, everybody. Okay. Yeah. All right. We will see you on Monday next. And I am honored to work with you all. Thank you so much.
Same here. What a team.
thanks,
Good night.
everybody. It really is a team. It's great.
Absolutely.
Good. All righty. Thanks,
Good night,
everybody.
everyone.
Good night,
Thanks.
everyone.
Okay. Good
See ya.
night. Okay.
Yeah.